That includes our own Jim Selenia. Jim, it can't possibly be all that crowded inside, is it?
Bill, I think you're talking about the crowd. The band just cranked up. It's very hard to hear out here. If you're talking about the people reaching the stadium, you might think you're at Kansas City and nobody's going to come to the game. I mean, it's about 2,000 or 3,000 people here. There should be 30,000 or 40,000 people in the stands right now. With me is Officer Mike Saskin of the Denver Police Department. Mike, you just came in. Tell us the truth. How's the traffic doing out there?
Well, it's extremely congested, and almost all the major arteries coming into the stadium are packed, and approximately 20, 30 blocks back, you'll start coming to stop-and-go traffic.
You don't feel like there's really too much that can be done about it, do you?
There's a lot of officers assigned to the main arteries coming into the stadium, but there's really nothing they can do when the numbers of people come in this short amount of time, coupled with rush hour.
All right, thanks a lot for talking to us, Mike. He's here to watch the game, of course, with the Rams and the Broncos. As you see behind me, back in the studio, the Rams are on the practice field. They are not in their pads yet. They're in their early warm-ups. The game is slated for a 6 o'clock start, and I think a lot of people don't even know that yet, but it starts at 6 o'clock. As we said, not many people in the stadium here yet at all, and the first word he said to me off camera was, "How's the traffic outside?" He said, "Miserable." With that in mind, back to the station.
All right, Jim, are you going to have an update for us on the condition of Jim Juriga?
Yeah, the update, I just talked to Jim Sacamano. He has been listed as serious up until now. Now he's listed in fair condition. There's a good chance he may be even going back to his own room. He's been taken off the ventilator. He'll stay in intensive care for one more night, but it's looking good for Jim Juriga.
Very good news. All right, thank you.
Jim Selenia got his parking place early today. He's already on the sidelines for tonight's final preseason Bronco game, and Jim is joining us via live action cam. Jim?
I don't know. I think I'm in the middle of New Orleans there, and Boots Randolph is right behind me playing full blast, Mike. I can only assume you can hear me back there, and I can only assume the Rams will not be knocking me over. I just had to get 3 of them out of here a minute ago. I had to get pretty violent with them, so I don't think they appreciated it. You know, talking about preseason games, I have never thought that it's important that you win or lose a preseason game. It is very important how well you play the last 2 preseason games as you get ready for the regular season. Now, so far, the Broncos, I think, have looked very good on defense, but their offense has sputtered somewhat. You see Dennis Smith right there with the interception, but the offense, Jerry here, or that's Joe Cribbs trying to go around. I think that's the strong part of the team this year, without a doubt, the defense and the passing game of John Elway. They're going up against a team tonight that has a tremendous defense, and with me right now, my partner in crime, Jim Benneman, is with one of the all-time great Rams, and that's Lawrence McCutcheon. Take it away, Benny. Can you hear me?
Jim. Just barely. Thank you very much. I am joined by Lawrence McCutcheon.
Benny, I'm right next to some huge people just watching the Rams go through some of their drills. My goodness, they are large also. Well, we're going to be coming back live. We're going to go back to the studio right now to Ward, and Mike Landis will be back later on. I think we're going to interview John Beek, the general manager of the Broncos, among other things. The band is not playing now. That figures as we leave live at Mile High Stadium with the Broncos. Jim Selenia, 9 Sports.
You have to cut a better deal with that band, Jim.
Yeah, we're going to have to.
Get a play on cue.
All right.
A Channel 9 sportscaster trying to do a report from Mile High Stadium doesn't cut any ice with the band playing out there. Game time about 20 minutes from now. They've just cranked up for Jim Selenia at Mile High Stadium.
I heard that. Every word you said I heard. But let's don't press it. I'm convinced, Mike, that somebody back at the station is cueing the band right before we go on, because they have not played since the last moment we were on the air. We got a huge speaker right in front of us. Bear with us. I hope you can hear us. We've got some more stuff we want to bring to you from Mile High Stadium. Of course, the game tonight is against the Los Angeles Rams. It starts at 6 o'clock, and I'm assuming that's 15 or 20 minutes. Well, there's a clock 20 minutes away from right now. And this place is not even nearly full yet, so a lot of people are still outside fighting the miserable traffic jams that I'm sure must surround Mile High Stadium right now. Now let's get back to the Los Angeles Rams. This is a good football team, the great running back, and they have a solid defense. You know, last year when the Rams and the Broncos played, it really was a game the Broncos should have won. It's one of those games that they simply got rattled, a missed extra point here or there, and things like that really cost the football game. It's one of those games you can look back on and say, that's the one that stopped them from making the playoffs. So tonight, I'm sure, when this place finally does fill up, the fans are going to look to see the offense come out of the wraps, and I'm sure that General Manager John Beek of the Broncos is feeling the same way, and he's with Jim Benneman right now. Benny?
All right, Jim, thank you very much. Again, joining me, General Manager John Beek of the Denver Broncos, and my counterpart, Jim Selaney.
All right, Benny, thanks a lot. And right, you are about Mark Wilson. Last night, the Raiders played the Cleveland Browns in the Los Angeles Coliseum. Wilson is really badmouthed quite a bit. He makes $900,000 a year. When the USFL was trying to get him, Al Davis gave him the big bucks. You see Marcus Allen going in right there. The Raiders would lose this football game because Wilson went out with that sprained wrist after he threw a beautiful touchdown bomb to Ron Barksdale of 78 yards. He played well when Jim Plunkett came in, and I did watch the game last night on satellite. When Plunkett came in, he didn't look like the Jim Plunkett of old. He didn't look like the kind of guy who could take them to the Super Bowl, and that's what a lot of people say, that Plunkett's the guy that's going to take you to the Super Bowl, not Mark Wilson. Well, Al Davis feels just the opposite. We don't know how bad the injury was to Wilson. We'll have to sit on that, but I got a feeling we will see him here come Sunday here at Mile High Stadium, starting for the Silver and Black, and their commitment to excellence, and the season starts off with the Broncos. The Z's will play not here tonight. Originally, a game was scheduled for the Z's at Mile High Stadium, but I got a feeling something else is going to happen out here. Whoa, these guys are hard to go up against. We're going to go back to you live, Michael, with the sounds of, who is that, Les Brown and the Band of Renown, back to the 9 studios.
Hey, listen, Jim, I think that everybody ought to get a chance to take a look at that band. We have a little picture of them here. And by the way, I just think you ought to know that the band called here at the station and said, you sure are talking loud down there.
Well, you know what? We think they have a monitor over there. Honest to goodness, a minute ago when I stopped talking, they stopped playing, and they started right back up when I got back on the air. Should we get a shot of them? We've been listening to them the whole time. Yeah, Donnie, go ahead and get a shot of the band. I mean, they've been basically the whole show, so there you go, guys. Take it away. Let me give them a little sound here. Here we go.
All right. We'll look forward to your report tonight at 10 o'clock. Thanks a lot.